what is happening in the sports world right now? We've got a jam-packed show for you today, with updates that are shaking things up and creating serious buzz. The pace of play, the drama, the unexpected twists, it's all here, and you do not want to miss a second of it. Get ready for the insider scoop and the stories that everyone will be talking about. Let's dive into the action. First up, one player is making waves, not just for her skills on the court, but for her fierce loyalty and the massive opportunities that are now coming her way. We're talking about a viral moment that's turned into a career game-changer, sparking endorsements and grabbing the attention of a whole new audience. Is this a new era for athletes stepping into the spotlight? Then, we're heading over to another matchup where a victorious team is celebrating in a big way, and they're not holding back on the playful jabs. After a significant win, they've dropped a cryptic message that's got everyone talking, especially fans of the opposing team. What's the story behind this cheeky taunt, and what does it mean for the rivalry? You won't believe the response. Next, we're shifting focus to a team fighting tooth and nail for a playoff spot, even with their superstar sidelined. Can they pull off a miracle run against the odds, or have injuries derailed their championship dreams? The numbers are in, and the pressure is on. Finally, we've got a breakdown of a nail-biting game where one team dominated with incredible shooting, securing a crucial victory that keeps their playoff hopes alive. From technical difficulties to record-breaking performances, this game had it all. Stick around for all the details. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A fierce protector's rise. The sports world is buzzing about Sophie Cunningham, a player who has become an unexpected sensation, not just for her undeniable talent on the basketball court, but for her fierce loyalty and the significant opportunities that have followed a viral moment. This isn't just about a game, it's about standing up for your teammates and the ripple effect it can have. Cunningham, a player for the Indiana Fever, found herself at the center of attention after an intense game against the Connecticut Sun. During the matchup, which was marked by hard fouls and palpable tension, star player Caitlin Clark experienced aggressive play from opponents, including a shove and an eye poke. Cunningham, known for her fiery demeanor, felt compelled to defend her teammate, perceiving a lack of protection from the referees. With less than a minute remaining in the game, she made a decisive move, wrapping up an opposing player who had stolen the ball and pulling her down in a hard foul. This action led to an altercation, resulting in Cunningham and two other players being ejected from the game. The incident instantly propelled Cunningham into the spotlight. Within days, her social media following skyrocketed, with her follower count on platforms like Instagram and TikTok jumping from hundreds of thousands to over 1 million. Fans rallied behind her, seeing her as Clark's protector, while opposing fans voiced their disapproval. Cunningham herself stated her actions were not for attention, but a genuine stand for her teammates, highlighting that the incident was being used as a lesson for children on advocating for themselves and their friends. Beyond the viral fame, this moment has unlocked substantial financial opportunities for Cunningham, opening doors to endorsements and brand deals. Notably, her newfound visibility has also attracted the attention of a conservative audience that has recently shown increased interest in women's basketball. This convergence of on-court action and off-court impact underscores a significant shift in how athletes' actions are perceived and capitalized upon in the current media landscape. But her moment of defiance is just the beginning of the story. Get ready for a playful jab that's got the league talking. The victory taunt. Rivalries are the lifeblood of sports, adding layers of excitement and intensity that elevate competition. When a team secures a dominant victory, especially against a rival, the satisfaction is often amplified by the opportunity for some good-natured or not-so-good-natured smack talk. This was precisely the case when the Golden State Valkyries triumphed over the Indiana Fever in a crucial game, and they made sure their victory was known, complete with a clever, pointed jab. Following their 75-63 win at home in Valhalla, the Valkyries took to X, formerly Twitter, to announce their success. Attached to their post was a hashtag, O&O, which, to the observant eye, particularly those on the Indiana side, was a clear and deliberate dig. At first glance, the hashtag might seem ambiguous, but for followers familiar with the Indiana Fever's recent marketing campaign, the message was unmistakable. The Fever had launched their new motto, "Now you know," ahead of the 2025 season, signaling their emergence as a WNBA powerhouse, bolstered by an improved record and the immense star power of Caitlin Clark. This campaign was intended to celebrate their growing fanbase and the attention the team was garnering. However, the Valkyries, #0-0, served as a direct, witty retort, implying they knew something the Fever perhaps didn't, or simply turning the motto on its head after securing a significant win against them. The context of this victory is crucial. It marked a season sweep for the Golden State Valkyries against the Indiana Fever, with this particular game holding significant weight as a playoff spot was on the line for both teams. Going into the game, the Fever held a slight advantage in the standings, occupying the 6th seed, while the Valkyries were in 8th. However, the Valkyries' win allowed them to swap places, pushing the Fever down to the lower playoff seed. This victory not only solidified the Valkyries' position, but also provided them with the ultimate bragging rights, cleverly using the Fever's own slogan against them in the wake of a pivotal win. But can this team continue to fight for the postseason without their star player? We're diving into the playoff picture next. Against all odds, Fever's playoff push. At the dawn of the 2025 season, the Indiana Fever appeared poised for a breakthrough, armed with a new coach and the unparalleled star power of Caitlin Clark, fueling expectations of a deep playoff run. However, the season took a dramatic turn with a series of injuries that have tested the team's resilience. Clark herself has been sidelined since July 15, and the team has also lost key players like Sydney Carlson, Ari McDonald, and Sophie Cunningham. Despite this severely depleted roster, the Fever are remarkably still in the hunt for a playoff spot, facing the ultimate test of their depth and determination. The current standings paint an encouraging picture. The Fever sit at 21-19, holding the 8th seed in the WNBA. Their closest competitor, the Los Angeles Sparks, are 3 games back at 18-20, with little time left in the regular season. The Washington Mystics, at 16-25, have already been eliminated, further narrowing Indiana's path. The Fever's .525 winning percentage is consistent with historical benchmarks for an 8th seed, and their competitive +2 3-point differential indicates they've managed to stay in contention despite significant adversity. ESPN's Basketball Power Index further bolsters this optimism, assigning them a 99.2% probability of making the postseason. The mathematical outlook strongly favors Indiana, but the journey has been far from smooth. With just 4 games remaining, 3 are against teams with minimal playoff implications, including matchups against the Phoenix Mercury, Chicago Sky, and Washington Mystics. These games present viable opportunities for victories, especially against the Sky and Mystics, who are already out of contention. This means Indiana largely controls its own playoff destiny, with a complete collapse being the only scenario preventing their postseason berth. Clark's absence has fundamentally reshaped the team's identity. As the primary floor general, her departure created a massive void in leadership and offensive production. In her absence, the Fever have managed a 9-9 record, demonstrating their ability to stay competitive, though struggling to maintain their earlier momentum. The team's survival in this challenging period is largely attributed to the elevated performances of Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. Mitchell has been exceptional, averaging over 21 points per game in her last 10 outings and carrying the offensive load, showcasing her status as one of the league's most underrated talents. Boston has also displayed significant growth, averaging 14.9 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 3 assists over the last 10 games, with her expanded role highlighting her playmaking abilities. The addition of veteran point guard Odyssey Sims has provided much-needed stability, contributing 10.6 points and 4.1 assists per game, offering steady leadership and keeping the offense functional. While Sims cannot replicate Clark's unique impact, her presence has been invaluable. Ultimately, the Fever are on track to make the playoffs, a testament to their resilience. However, without Clark, their potential as a championship contender is significantly diminished. Achieving a playoff spot after losing their best player for a substantial portion of the season would still be a major accomplishment, signaling a strong foundation for future success when the team is at full strength. But can they carry that momentum into the playoffs, or will injuries prove too much? We've got the game details next. Valkyries clinch crucial win in technical glitch game. Ileana Rupert delivered a career-high 21 points, leading the Golden State Valkyries to a pivotal 75-63 victory over the Indiana Fever on Sunday night. This win significantly bolsters the Valkyries' chances for a playoff berth in their inaugural season. The victory came amidst a game that experienced a notable delay due to technical difficulties with the shot clocks, which malfunctioned early in the first quarter when the Fever held a slim 3-2 lead. After a 20-minute stoppage, play resumed using temporary baseline shot clocks, but the disruption seemed to ignite the Valkyries. They capitalized on the situation, immediately hitting 4 consecutive three-pointers, setting a franchise record for threes made in a single quarter. By the end of the first quarter, Golden State had established a commanding 25-14 lead. Their offensive onslaught continued, extending the lead to 20 points before the Fever managed to rally, closing the gap to 44-32 by halftime. The Fever showed signs of life in the second half, narrowing the deficit to 55-50 with just over 7 minutes remaining. However, the Valkyries responded by reigniting their three-point prowess, converting 8 of 12 attempts in the fourth quarter, while Indiana struggled, making only 5 of 15. This strong finish secured the crucial win for Golden State. The Valkyries' sharp shooting was a defining characteristic of the game, as they finished an impressive 12 of 19 from beyond the arc, with Rupert personally contributing 5 of those made threes. This performance trimmed their magic number for playoff qualification to 3 with 5 games left in the season. They now sit 2.5 games ahead of the Los Angeles Sparks and are bunched closely with the Fever and the Seattle Storm in the playoff seeding battle. For the Fever, the loss was a blow, especially as they continue to play without their reigning Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. Leading scorers for Indiana were reserve Aerial Powers with 17 points, Kelsey Mitchell with 14, and Natasha Howard with 13. However, Aaliyah Boston, who typically averages significantly more, was held to just 4 points, a stark contrast to her usual performance. The game's technical issues and the subsequent dominant performance by the Valkyries highlight the unpredictable nature of the league and the critical importance of each game as teams vie for postseason contention. The Fever are set to visit Phoenix next, while the Valkyries will host New York. That's a wrap on today's top stories. Don't go anywhere, we've got a quick recap and your full call to action coming up. And that's a wrap on another whirlwind day of action. We saw Sophie Cunningham become a viral sensation for defending her teammate, the Valkyries deliver a sly jab after a big win, the Fever battle for playoffs despite injuries, and a nail-biting game with a technical glitch. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the Roger Report for all your sports updates, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat, drop a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social media channels.